Good morning. Thank you for joining. I hope you can see this. Oh. Good morning. I hope you can see this. If not, well, I guess you won't be able to see it, but in any case, I hope you can see this. And so thank you for joining. As always, please practice according to your condition, and feel free to do the variations or leave them out or modify as you need to. Thank you for joining. So let's begin. Sitting tall and straight, close the eyes. Bring the attention inward. Nothing to do, nothing to seek. Everything we need is already within. Let's begin with the sound of Om 3 times to attract divine attention. Imagine you are everywhere. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your thoughts in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering, and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we acquire a strong desire for liberation from pain and suffering, and may we cherish no ill feelings against each other, only peace, love, and compassion. So now let's do the mantra for purification, not the mantra for purification, let's do the Om Namah Shivaya mantra, in order to honor the highest self within. So imagine you're bowing to the inner light. Oh do first a mantra for purification, to purify the space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within. We'll do it 3 times. Each one, try to do it in a single breath. And if you don't know the mantra, you can just think about the purifying effects that are happening on the space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within. And you keep this in mind, you'll derive all the benefits as though you were chanting the words perfectly. Om Pavitraha Pavitrawa Sawa Vashtanga Topiwa Yaha Smrit Pandrikacham Sabaya Bihantraha Saji. Om Pavitraha Pavitrawa Sawa Vashtanga Topiwa Yaha Smrit Pandrikacham Sabaya Bihantraha Saji. Om Pavitraha Pavitrawa Sawa Vashtanga Topiwa Yaha Smrit Pandrikaksham Sabahya Bihantraha Sajihi. Now release the arms. Let's continue with the exercises. Now pretend you're the witness watching the body moving all by itself. Start to roll the head in circles, shoulders away from the ears. Make the circles large so that the ears touch the shoulders, the chin touches the chest, top of the head touches the top of the back. And then switch the direction of rotation. Keep the shoulders down to allow for the passage for the breath to always remain as open as possible. And now, circle the right arm forward 4 times. And then backwards 4 times. Switch directions again after 4. And again. One more time forward. And then back. Left arm now. Come forward 4 times. And then backwards for 4 circles. Forward again. And then back. And forward. Back. And then release. Bring the arms up over the head. Take hold the opposite elbows. And then bend to the left. Pulse. With each pulse, go a little bit deeper. Push the hips out to the right and the ribs as well. Coming back up, go to the left, go to the right. Hollow out the underside of the body, trying to not to make folds in the waist. Come up, go to the left again. And then go up, go to the right. And then coming up. Now bring your arms up over the head, inhale. Toss the body down on the exhale. One more time. Just allow the body to hang down there for a moment to stop shaking. And then make your way back up. Now we're going to do lion's breath 8 times. Imagine you're pouncing like a lion. Make your eyes big and your tongue hang out of the mouth. So make a fierce face like a lion. And coming back up. Shake out the wrists. Move the fingers very, very rapidly. Loosen up the wrists. And then up and down, fly the fingers like the wings of a hummingbird, moving so fast, they're like a blur, you can't even see them clearly. And then allow the arms to just drop down by the sides and then swing from side to side. Throw the arms around the body. Use your arms to propel you deeper into the twists on each side. Feel as though your arms are the tentacles of an octopus. And then start to slow it down. and then come back to stillness. Take the arms out to the side. We're going to swing the right leg back and forth. If you need to, you can hang on to a wall or something nearby. Just try to get the right knee to the shoulder. Lean forward a little bit. As you go back, throw the leg back. Feel as though you're trying to kick yourself in the head. And then switch legs now. And release. Now standing with your head down on your chest in humility pose. We're going to take 6 counts to come up. Halfway up we lift our heels and we lift our palms. Bring them over the head. Inhale. 2, 3. Lift up off the heels. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Heels down, palms down slowly. 2, 3. Inhale, float the arms up. 2, 3. And start to rise up taller. Push into the mounds of the toes. 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Heels down, palms down. Come up gracefully and down gracefully. Inhale. 2, 3. Feel the body moving by itself, floating up. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. And down. 2, 3. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3. Feels light as air. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. And down. 2, 3. Again, the head back onto your chest. And stay in this temperament of humility throughout the practice. Remember, the practice is a divine offering. Imagine this as your divine duty to all beings everywhere. Now come to the front of the mat. Surya Namaskara. Hands to the heart. So let's try to imagine moving together in time with yogis everywhere to deliver benefits to all beings. Let's move together as one to stay in that collective mind. Raise your arms up over the head. Press the hips forward, arch back as you see fit. Come forward and down. Hands to the ground. Bend your knees if you need to. Bring your chest on your thighs. Right foot back into lunge. Sink down to the seat. Lower the knee right down to the ground. Come into high plank. Bring the knees down and bring the seat all the way back behind the heels. Now push the elbows out to the side. Pull the floor towards you with your arms and propel yourself forward. Body comes between your arms. Lift your head back, all the way back. Cobra. Come all the way back. The seat behind your heels. Again, start again. Glide forward. Coming up into your cobra. And once again, take the seat back. Brush the nose to the ground as you come forward. And then lift the chin, bring the head all the way back over your seat. Roll over your toes, back into downward facing dog. Melt the heart. The right foot steps forward to the hands. If you need to, lower the back knee down first. If the foot doesn't make it all the way to the hands, use the right hand to assist it forward. Shoulders forward, shoulders back and the chest forward. Bring the feet back together, chest again on the thighs, head down. Come all the way to standing. Stretch the whole front of the body, arms over the head. Bring the hands back to the heart. Again, raise your arms over the head. Stretch the whole length of the front of the body. Come down gracefully. Fold the body in half. Bend your knees as much as you need to bring your hands flat. Left foot back. Sink down to the seat. Come into high plank. All the movements done with deliberateness, with mindfulness and reverence. Bring the seat all the way back. Come forward into your cobra. Appreciate all your forms as you pass through them. All the way back. And then glide again forward into your cobra and back. All these forms, all different beautiful manifestations of God. So revere them all, love them all. Into cobra one last time. Push back into downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward to the hands. Bring the foot forward softly. Land it without a sound if you can. Feet together, Uttanasana, bow to the legs. Come right up to standing. Arch back. And bring the hands back to the heart. Keep moving according to your condition. Imagine all beings experiencing this through your body. So move in a way that is favorable, that is most beneficial. Right foot back into lunge. Come into high plank. So don't go to a place of pain or anxiety. This is not what you want to transmit to others. Bring the seat back. Glide forward into your cobra. Right back into all-encompassing. Lower the chest towards the ground. Then the right foot steps forward immediately to the hands. Sink down to the seat. Lift the head. Look up as though an offering. The feet together, head down. Bow as though in humbleness. Come right up to standing. Hands back to the heart. And again, every movement reflecting devotion and love and surrender. Left foot back into it. Deep lunge into the high plank. Lower the knees down. Bring the seat all the way back. Glide forward into your cobra. Propel yourself forward with power, with grace. Back into downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward. Bring your shoulders forward over your fingertips to make the transition more easy and quiet. Feet together, hands along the side of the feet, head down. Come right up to standing. And then bring the hands back to the heart. Adding on. Raise your arms above the head, stretch. Come all the way down, bowing to the legs. Chest on the thighs, join the hands behind the back. Extend to the crown, and then use the body to push against the legs to straighten the legs. Bring the face towards the shins, and the arms over the head. Now bring the hands down beside your feet. Right foot slides back, lower the knees, sink down to the seat. Arms over the head, Kapyasana. Use the arms to pull your body further back the hips. Lengthen. And then bring the hands back down. Now plant the hands, push into the right toes, swing the left leg all the way up and back into Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. Come forward, your shoulders over the fingertips. If you can, lower the chest down first. Bend the elbows. If you need to, you can lower your knee down as well as the chest comes down. And then the toes come together, bring your body up into cobra. Back into downward facing dog. Right foot glides up and back. Bending the shoulders again forward over the fingertips. You can step the foot down softly. Lower the knees, sink down to the seat, raise your arms over the head. So never any movements that are aggressive, jerky. Make the practice as smooth as possible so you don't bring the mind into a state of restlessness or the witness who's watching. Belly on your thighs and pull the head down. Again, seat directly over the heels, the hands way beyond your head in front. Now release the hands, drop them, bring them all the way up and back. And back into Pranayama, hands in front of the heart. Another one like that. Watch the body moving all by itself. Pull the body down on your legs. You're not the body, nor the mind, nor the emotions. Join the hands, extend through the crown, and pull the body down, bowing deeply. Release the hands now on the ground, left foot back. Lower the knee down, sink down to the seat. Raise your arms over the head. Just move the body gracefully in a way that feels intuitive for the body to move the breath in time and the breath to stay even and steady. Raise the right leg up. Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. Come forward into your plank. Keep your leg raised if you can as you lower your chest, or if you need to, bring the left knee down as the chest comes down as well. Come up into cobra. Back into downward facing dog. Melt the heart. Left leg comes all the way up and back. And then bring the foot forward between the hands. Back knee down. Feel as though you're doing a dance. All the movements connected together seamlessly. Hands down and slide the right foot in to meet the left. Chest on the ground, on thighs. Join the hands, extend to the crown. Telescope the head down towards the ground. Plunge the head down close to the feet. Release the hands, come all the way up to standing. Arch back. Hands back to the heart. So let's do one more variation. Raise your arms above the head. Fold the body down in half. Lift the head and the chest. Move your weight forward more into the front of the hands and the finger pads and the base of the fingers. Now lift up the heels. You may need to walk your hands a little bit forward to the feet actually. Lift the heels. And then bend your elbows as you glide your feet back into chaturanga. Otherwise, you can just walk back. Swing up into upward facing dog. Same as cobra, except your hips and your knees are up off the ground. Now here, pulse a little bit. Try to get your chest further forward, your hips between your hands, the shoulders and the head back. Try not to jam up the neck between your ears, nor the lower back. Feel like a dog howling at the moon. And then roll over your toes, back into downward facing dog. Here, just pulse again, bounce through the chest, try to get your chest closer to the ground. Like a dog stretching its back. Lengthen the spine. And then from here, lift the heels, bend the knees, look between your hands. Push into your hands, and then just allow your feet to come forward, hopping and walking. Move smoothly again. Head down, Uttanasana. Come all the way up to Hasta Uttanasana, standing salute. Bring the hands back to the heart. One last time. Arms over the head. Approach your true nature, which is formless, which is infinite, by creating more space and length. And then pick up your chest up off your thighs. Again, push firmly into your hands. Lift up through the hips, lift up off your heels, and then back into chaturanga, hopping or walking. Right into upward facing dog. Now we're going to transition between upward and downward facing dog. Round your back, tuck your chin as you make the transition, and then sink the heart as you go into downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, rounding your back, roll over your toes. Exhale, sink the hips, but keep them up off the ground. Uncoil. And all the way back, rounding your back as you come back, and then sinking your heart. One more time. Roll forward, rounding your back, and then arching your back. Try not to make any wrinkles in the lower back. All the way back into downward facing dog. Now lift the heels, bend the knees, look between the hands, and then bring your feet forward again, hopping or walking. Pull the body down onto your legs, Uttanasana. A gesture of deep humbleness and surrender. Come all the way up to standing. Look up as though an offering. Bring the hands back to the heart. Take pause here for a moment. Inhale from the heart to the space between the eyebrows. Exhale back down to the heart. Remain established in divine love. Remember, God is residing in the hearts of all beings. Let go of all expectations and all attachments to the results. Renounce all the fruits of your actions. Dedicate them to something higher and greater than yourself. And release the hands. So now let's come to balance poses now. Standing on your left foot first, we're going to try a couple of sequences linking a couple of different poses together. Starting off with taking your right knee up and hold the inside the heel. And then from here, extend your arm and your leg coming into ballet pose. Now you try to get your fingers and toes at the same height, so some might look a little bit more like this with your arms a little bit lower at the height of the shoulders. More flexible, try to pull the foot up higher, right close to the ear. If you're having a lot of trouble with this one, keeping your legs straight, you can hold underneath the knee. Just do what you can, do your best. Be poised and magnificent like a dancer. Lean a little bit to the left so you can get your leg higher if you're more flexible. And now we're going to release the leg. Come right into angel here. So we're going to swing the leg back behind and spread your arms like the wings of an angel. Push your chest forward, bring your head back. In this pose, you're saying, I'm yours, to your service, take me, grant me full devotion to you, God. Allow the head to fall back even more if you can. And then release, bring the foot back down. Try it on the other side. So turn a little bit the body so you can see from another angle. And then bring your left heel up into your hand, holding the inside heel and the thumb behind the heel. And then come up. Push your chest up. Again, bring the leg a little bit closer. Lean a little bit to the right if you want to get the leg higher. And still keep the balance. Push through the base of the toes, but point the toes. Then with control, release the foot, allow it to come behind, and open up your arms even more. Imagine trying to tuck your hands behind your back. Push your chest forward, getting a sense of body flight, and then bring your head back. If you're having trouble bouncing, keep your toes on the ground or bring your toes to the ground. Allow your head to fall back, your chest to open. Surrender completely to the grace of God. And release. Good. Let's try another pose. Let's try eagle, a little bit of an eagle sequence. Standing on your left foot, raise your right knee up as high as you can. So when it comes down across the leg, it comes up higher, like above the knee. Twist a little bit to the left, squeeze the legs together at the root. You may be able to hook your foot around the back of the leg. If not, then just let it just sit on the side. Now the right arm goes over the left. Left arm goes over the right. Elbows in front of the shoulders. Sink down a little bit. Try to keep your shoulders over the hips. Keep your gaze steady. Feel like an eagle that's waiting to take flight. And from here, release and imagine going to gliding eagle now. So imagine you're soaring across the ocean or diving down from a great height, at great speed. Your head is about the height of the knee, arms out to the side like the great wings of an eagle. Press into your left foot and come back up. And let's try it on the other side. No matter what happens in the pose, just do your best and don't worry about the results. Raise the left leg up high as you can, and then cross it across the right leg, and then hook the foot if you can by turning a little bit to the right. Squeezing your legs together helps. And then the right arm over the left. Intertwine the forearms. Push the elbows further forward in front so you can feel the upper back opening a little bit. Shoulder blades coming away from one another. And then sink. Keep your back straight if you can and vertical as you can. Shoulders over the hips. Then release, press into your right foot to come up and dive forward. Come down gracefully and smoothly. Arms out to the side. If you need to take your index fingers to the ground to find a balance first, no problem. Try to be as unaffected as possible as the forces that are always at play. Call them the gunas, always shifting you and either restless or a peaceful or a lethargic state. Try to remain the same in temperament all the time, no matter what's happening with those gunas. And then coming back up. Good. So we'll continue with some standing postures, maybe incorporate a few other balance poses on the way. So actually, if it comes to to make it easy, just come to the back of the mat. Take a step forward from left foot. Slide your foot forward, bend into the front leg so your hips are square. Raise your arms above the head. Virabhadrasana 1. Take your head back, look up beyond your fingertips. Imagine your fingertips as the tip of the sword. Look up as though in devotion to those who you serve. Now press into the front foot to straighten. Take the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers. Inhale. Push the heart up. Bring your head back. Try to keep your balance by really pressing into your feet. And then from here, come back upright. Bend again into the front knee. You have to go to the right a little bit. Sink down to the seat. So if you go to the right, your shoulder will slide to the inside and you won't get caught on the knee on the way down. Again, go according to your condition. If you need to, you can lower the back knee down on the ground like so. And just Concentrate on lengthening the spine. Try to get your forehead down beside your foot, your arms over the head. Express complete abject humility, humbleness. Break the pose, bring the hands down on the ground, on the other side of the foot, lower the back knee down, sink down to the seat, Kapyasana. Sink down to the seat, push the hands into your seat, pull it down and under, and then push the chest forward. Imagine you're Mussolini with a big, big chest. Bring your head back. You can stay here if you like, if this is where I'm giving you, or bring your edge, or take your arms up. Kali Mudra, mudra that reflects fierceness and fearlessness. Rock the shoulders back and forth. Try to get the arms behind the ears. Keep them close to the head so your elbows don't bend. Or try not to bend the elbows. Think of a shape of a crescent moon and try to make your body come into that same vision that you see. If you know other variations, can go ahead. Some of you like to do swan. If you don't quite have swan, you can just have your left hand on your left knee, your right hand on the foot, and just curve your body. Pull the body by the hips. If you can, however, take the back foot up. The foot comes to the crook of the arm. Fingers close to the ear, so when your left arm comes around, you can find the hand more easily. Then see if you can pull the foot away from your shoulder by pressing into the inner wrist. Turn your chest forward. Try not to punch and lean to the right. Think of swan's neck, no sharp angles in the swan's neck, of course, all smooth lines. Now release. Bring the foot down, it goes up. Turn to the front, push into the front knee to come upright. Left foot comes in, bend the toes under on the back foot. Right arm up, angle the toe and knee towards the right. Dive down to the left with the elbow on the outside of the knee. You're holding the leg in place with the back of the arm, so the armpit's right on the knee. And then the left hand comes on the right, maybe even a fist. Sometimes it's easier to use a fist. You can push harder down into your hand so your body lifts up. Try to get your belly higher than the thigh, and then as you twist to the left, try to bring the center chest to the thumbs. If you know how to take a bind, go ahead. Pull your left hip back. Use the left hand if you need to guide the hand underneath your leg. And then left hand over the back. Hold the wrist or lock the fingers together. Now pull the left hip back, extend to the crown, and turn your chest all the way up by pulling on your hands. If you can, take the back foot up off the ground. Extend the line from the back foot all the way to the head if you're in this variation. Try to get your body level with the front leg. Chest completely facing up. And then lower the back knee down to the ground. Release. Bring the hands down on the inside of the foot. Left foot moves out to the side. And then bend the toes under on the back foot. Going back and forth. Pushing off the roots of your toes. And then from here, send the heel back further. Lower the knee down, flatten out the toes. Now anchor down through the front of the hips like you're doing a cobra. The left knee right next to the shoulder, pressing against the shoulder. Move the left foot out a little bit further to the edge of the mat so it stays in line with the knee. If you can, roll to the right, right forearm down, roll to the left, left forearm comes down. Bring your chest forward, telescope it forward. The more you do so, the more the body will come further down. Eventually the chest will come right down onto the ground. From here, see if you can take if your chest is on the ground, take your left arm around the outside, underneath the knee, over your back on the left side. Right hand comes up and you just hold the wrist. Your shoulder is pretty much very almost on top of your foot, if not on top of the foot. Be still and steady like a lizard just sunning itself on a warm earth. Fix the gaze like a lizard that doesn't blink. Then getting ready to come out. Come back onto your hands. Now move the left side, the left hip back so it's over the back knee. And lift the toes out of Hanamanasana. Inhale, reset the shoulders. Have the hips in the same line as one another. Flush in front of the mat. Exhale, balance the leg. The left shoulder right beside the knee. If this is already giving you enough of a stretch, you can stay here. Otherwise, Hanamanasana. Hinge your seat forward, bend the toes under on the right foot, and start to glide that left heel forward. As you come forward, try to pull your shoulders back over the hips. And then just pulse here mindfully. Don't overstretch. Remember, don't go to this place of pain or anxiety. This is not what you want to send out or transmit. Eventually, maybe you can come all the way down, those who are flexible, and can come all the way down. Bring your arms up over the head. This pose says, I'm yours to do your service, and anything is possible. Think of Hanuman jumping over the whole island of Sri Lanka to rescue his master's wife. Do other variations if you know them. If you're very flexible, you may be able to take your back foot up. And take the foot to the head. Some of you might be able to, or you can do swan again. So lots of different things you can do. So be creative. Cultivate your imagination by coming up with imagining yourself in different forms. Now release. From here, there's a few ways you can come into the next pose, which is Vasi Stasana. If you're very flexible and you're pretty strong, press into your right hand. It's right just on the inside of the knee, a little bit of fingers in line with your knee. Take your two-piece fingers and your thumb to lock around your thumb, your big toe. Pull the foot towards you. Lift the knee up off the ground and swing right up into Vasi Stasana, this version. If that is not looking like it's going to happen, you can just pull the foot back, scooch the right knee in. You can even stay in this pose, modified side plank, or push into your right hand and tuck the foot underneath. And then from here you can come into different variations. You can do a wild thing if you like, spin on your hand. You can come into Urdhva Dhanurasana if you like, just keep spinning on your hands, your fingers facing the middle of the mat or the left to the left, and then come into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Again, be creative. Watch yourself in your mind doing these poses. Keep trying, keep practicing. Perhaps one day you will realize what you see in your imagination. Now we're coming back, so spin on the heel, the palm again. Keep your hips high, return to downward facing dog. And then walk your hands back towards your feet, roll your way up. And then step the right foot forward, slide it forward until you can come into deep lunge. The hip about the height of the knee. And raise the arms up over the head again, warrior one. Be mighty and strong and determined like the warrior, always ready to serve. Now push into the front leg, straighten out the front leg, join the hands behind the back. Really press down into your feet, lift to the chest, engage your core and your thigh muscles. Bring your head back. Then leave the heart to come back up. Really push in your back foot, engage the muscles of the back leg, bend into the front knee. Come back into the lunge and then go down to the left inside of the right leg so that your shoulder doesn't get caught on the knee on the way down. Or modify as you need to, bring the left knee down. Pull the arms over the head. Bow humbly. Every form is, every posture is a divine offering. Now release the hands onto your back again. Bring them on either side of the foot. Turn forward. Lower the knee. Flatten out the toes. Kapyasana. Starting on first by shaping the lower body, by pulling on the seat, pulling it down and under. Feel as though you're folding it back in half at the spine. And then bring your arms up over the head. Kapyasana. The famous Dharma wiggle to get a little bit deeper, a little bit longer through the arms and through the torso. Imagine your index fingers right over the back toe. Now you can stay here, or you can go into the swan, or preparation for swan, just staying like this. Lift the body up out of the hips. Try not to make wrinkles in the side body. Or bring it back, foot up, close to the shoulder, fingers close to the ear. Right hand comes on the right side of the head. And once you have the fingers locked together, just push the foot away from the shoulder. Look forward. Try to keep your seat low so you keep balanced. Break the pose, pull the foot closer to the shoulder, set it down. And then bring your hands on the front knee to bring yourself upright. The legs are like a box, bend the toes under on the left foot. I'm going to do it this way, left arm up. And then angle the toe and the knee towards the left. So you want to be in the same line, same angle. The elbow comes down, nose from my armpit is just on the outside of the knee. Hands in Anjali Mudra or fist in the hand. Pull the body up, belly's higher than the thigh. And then try to press the thunder chest towards your thumb as you roll to the right. Again, if you want to take a bind, go ahead. Use your right hand. Push it again. It's the elbow to get the hand to the other side underneath the leg, and then the right arm goes over the back. You can stay here if you like. Work your twist, or try to take your knee off the ground once you feel steady. Push back through that left heel. Feel as though your body was sitting beside your leg, like you're lying on your back. Break the pose. Come back with your hands on the ground on the inside of the foot. Move the foot out to the right. And then just rock back and forth a few times. Now push back to the left heel one more time. Lower the knee, flatten out the toes. And again, come into that cobra type of action where you're sinking your hips and pressing the hips down into the ground. Notice my knee is not falling away from the shoulder. You need to move your foot out so the foot is the same line as the knee. And then from here, roll to the left. See if you can get your left forearm down. Roll to the right. Right forearm comes down. And keep on tugging against floor to get your chest lower and further forward. And then eventually come right down. Now think of the low profile of the lizard and how it remains very still. Be passive like the lizard. Try to embody all its qualities. Merge with the form. Then when you feel as though you're in a body of that form, that's when you find quietness. And the stillness comes with ease. Break the pose. Come back onto your hands. And then push the hips back so that your hips are in line with the back knee. Lift the toes up on the front foot. Move a little bit more to the left, more centered in front of the body. Bow to the leg out of Hanamanasana. Your attention is like a magnet. Send your attention to all the areas in the body where you want to find more release or find some kind of action, and then the prana will be directed there with that intention of releasing or otherwise. Now again, if you like, you can come into Hanamanasana. So hinge forward, just like we're doing in Kapyasana, your hips forward, bend the toes under on the left foot, and slide that right heel forward. So try not to make it so that the right hip is way in front of the left one. Try to have them even. And just pulse up and down. Now if you're strong, even if you're not all the way down, or if you have a block, you place it underneath the thigh and just engage your legs. Again, be mindful of how you do this. Okay, and then you might be able to take your arms up. Again, just know your limits. If you're all the way down, of course, it's a little bit easier. Take your arms up. And then embody Hanuman's spirit. Again, take your variations if you know any. You can bring the back foot up. Take your swan. Or whatever you like to do. Just keep cultivating your imagination. You can only go as far as your imagination. Don't be bound by your imagination. Then you can keep on realizing more to serve in more ways, more wonderful ways. Now release. Getting ready to come out of the pose, Vasi Stasana. So you're going to be standing on your left hand and left foot. So go ahead into your transitions again if you want to try that one that I showed you before. I have to do on this because my mat's way too sticky. I can't even slide my heel. So with your hand, your fingertips are roughly in line with your knee. Bend the toes under and back foot. Hook your two piece fingers on the inside of the toe, big toe, and the thumb around the outside. And then pull the heel back. Press into the base of the toes. Lift the knee and come up. Or come into other variations if you like. Maybe in Wild Thing. Modify as you need to. If you spin on the heel of your palm, the fingers coming to the right, and then you can eventually land your hands and your feet in the same line together for Urdhva-dhanurasana. And then coming back, keep your hips high, keep your arm extended, make sure you don't drop into your shoulder, and then back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out, soften everything. Look like the dog who's utterly loyal to its master. Your head down. Now we're going to bring the right foot between the hands and spin on your feet facing along the edge of the mat and come all the way up. Now if you're facing away from the camera, you can just turn. I'll just demonstrate amongst, obviously it's going to be facing the wrong way, but if you're already there, you can just jump 180 degrees, so you turn the other way. Okay, so I have to turn back here. Alright, so now, hero sequence, bring your hands to the heart. From the solar plexus, inhale up to the space between the eyebrows, send all the power from that source of power right up. Hold the breath there for a moment. Imagine all beings tapping into that power. Exhale back down to solar plexus. Continue to make that reservoir open to all beings, your power available to all. Now bring your hands to the seat. Push into your seat. I have to turn this away actually. Your toes pointing out a little bit. If you bend your knees, your toes kind of go beyond over your toes or a little bit beyond. And then push into your seat, keep hips forward, and bring your body back. Your chest up, your head goes back. And if you want, you keep your hands on the seat, push into the seat, pull down at the same time so you don't jam up your lower back. Keep trying to pull the torso out of the hips. If you can slide your hands one at a time, just gripping below the knees. And here you have good control of being able to roll the thighs outwards, roll the shins inwards. Your thumbs will come further between your legs in front. More flexible, you can slide your hands all the way down to the feet. If your head is close to the ground, you can see the ground easily. You might be able to take one hand to the ground. Make sure your head is at a distance where you can reach easily the hand to the ground. And then the other hand. Now push your hips forward, and up. Try to straighten out your legs as much as possible. If you're in Urdhva Dhanurasana, trying to get back up, same way. Bring one hand back to the back of the leg, push against the back of the knee, press the heel of your palm, so you keep that strong connection between your leg and your hand, and the other hand comes to the other leg, and then you walk your way back. Everybody come back up. Palm your way back up to the seat. Come upright. Arms out to the side. Prasarita Padottanasana. Hinge forward the hips. Come down. And take hold the outer edge of the feet and pull the body down in between the legs. Try to get your head in the same line as the middle of the body right between your legs. Imagine trying to bring your chest all the way back behind your legs. And come up. A little bit of a stretch here. So those of you who are very flexible can slide your feet right out into splits, side splits. A little bit less so. Walk your hands forward until you come into plank. Lower your knees down in the same lines of heels. Turn your toes, splay your feet out. And see if you can bring your seat down, your root down. More flexible, you want to get more sensation. Pull your seat back, trying to get your seat in the same lines of heels. A little bit more intense. So again, go to a place where you can still challenge yourself, still feel some sensation, but without incurring pain. So you don't transmit that. If you're flexible, you can see you can slide your feet all the way out. The root comes down, and then maybe you can even roll the thighs inwards. You can bring your belly right down onto the ground. Now to make your way back, bring your hands closer, press into your hands, your shoulders a little bit more over the fingertips. Press into your hands, you can lift up, especially if you're in side splits, and then start to move one foot in. And then once you're at a comfortable distance, you start to heel toe both feet in. Okay, same with like when you're doing frog. You come up the same way, your seat over the feet in the same line, arms out and come up. One more easy Chakrasana. Bring your hands to the seat, turn your heels in again, and go back. Press your hips forward. If you're more flexible, you can try to walk your feet in a little bit closer. Try to get your hands right down to your heels. Or keep your hands on the seat if you need more support. And you don't have to come down all like too far back. Just lift your chest and bring your head back. Just get a sense of opening up the heart and lifting the heart. Feel uplifted in this pose. And then from here, make your way up. Push into the seat, press it at the same time, engage your leg muscles and come up. Arms up to the side, and then bring your hands back to the heart. Now from the heart center, breathe up to the space between the eyebrows. Exhale back down to the heart. Always come back to the heart where God resides. Remain established in God and in God's love. And then bring your feet back together. Right foot moves into the left. Release the arms. Let's come down onto our knees, getting ready for inversions. Shavasana, king of the postures. If you're very uncomfortable with inversions, I'll show you some modifications. Those who know headstand can go ahead into it now. So please try your variations. Okay, once you're there, bring your attention to the space between your eyebrows and rest your attention there. Other variations. So you can place yourself in front of the wall if you like. Imagine the wall's behind me so that when I come onto my head, I'm looking at the wall. So you can have that option if you like, if that's available. You can make sure you can take hold of your opposite elbows easily. If you're too far apart, you won't have as much steadiness. Interlace your fingers and place your head between your palms. Now really push down through the form so your arms don't move, your elbows don't slide out. And then walk your feet towards your body. If you feel comfortable, you bring one leg back. And then you press through the foot that's behind you. Keep it close to the seat, very, very close to the seat. Don't raise the leg up. It'll make, again, it just makes the balancing a little bit more difficult. Push through the base of the toes, and then you can just stay here as you hug your head with your hands, like your hands are helmets. You can just pulse heel up and down. You can just keep doing this. Eventually, if you push into the forearms, take a half breath in and hold your breath, so you can pull your toes away from the ground. And then you're off the ground. And just keep, if you need to, just keep tapping your foot. It's always move slowly. Okay, don't throw your leg up, don't jump high, because you're going to land on your back. If you're doing against the wall, you place a foot on the wall, you walk your feet up the wall. Imagine, I'm kind of trying to mime it. And you place one foot on the wall and one foot behind the head again. And again, you just pull your toes away from the wall once in a while, playing hot potato with the wall. This way you don't build up a great dependence on the walls, just there as a little bit of a safety type of feeling, a security, gives you a sense of security. If you're in headstand, you can do other variations at this point. Maybe go into lotus if you're not already there. Or try to come off on one arm. Or even lift your head. So if you push into the arms, take half breath, take half breath in and hold your breath. Push into your arms, and then, whoops, I can do that well that time. So easier if you split your legs. So you split your legs, and then from here, you just push into your hands, and then lift your head as though you're doing the coming forward into cobra. Okay, so you have to really push into your hands and your arms so you take your weight up off your head. If your head feels heavy on the ground, it's not going to come up easily. Okay, so again, one foot in front, one foot back to keep your balance easily or more easily. And then when you're ready, make your way down slowly, with control as always. No jerky motions, nothing again that sets your mind into an active, restless state, and therefore the witness in a restless, agitated state. Now lie on your back. Move to the front edge of the mat and come into Shavasana. Inhale. Exhale, relax completely. Drop all the fatigue out of the body. And from here, arms beside your body, make your way into shoulder stand. So bring your legs up, push into your arms, send your seat up. And if you get your seat high enough, if you can, bring your feet all the way behind your head. So your hips are over your shoulders, and then join your hands together behind your back. Try to get your arms completely behind your back, then bring your hands to your back, and then lift one or both legs up at a time. Push your hips forward, you have a straight line, or straighter line from the toes to the chin. Now if you need to, if it's too much, you don't have to come up quite as high. You can just bring your knees to your forehead, or just sit on your hands. Your hands are underneath the seat, and your legs are straight up. You can even place yourself in front of the wall, and your heels are on the wall. So you still get all the benefits of inversion. Keep your attention on the space between the eyebrows. You did for headstand. If you want to go into your lotus, if you have a full lotus, do it now. Now if you push your lower back, your upper back in, so your body's in a nice straight line. You go right on top of your shoulders. You can take your hands onto your thighs. You'll feel when you can do this, you'll find a balance. You have to be right on top of your shoulders. All the attention at Trikuti, the seat of divine perception.
Now from here, you can either do, if your legs are straight, come into plow pose, and you have the option of dropping your thighs against your body, knees on either side of the head. Or if you're in lotus, just bring your lotus against your body, wrap your arms around the outside if you can, and join your hands underneath your seat. If you find it hard to balance, just keep your hands on your back. Keep trying to go deeper beyond the body, the mind, and the emotions. If you have your thighs against your body and your knees on the outside of your head, you might be shutting off the gates to the senses and removing the distractions, which will help you to concentrate more easily. Getting ready to exit now. Take your hands behind your back, lower down slowly. If you have your lotus, keep your lotus. Push into the ground with the arms so you don't come down fast and hard. Now, if you're in lotus, you push into your elbows and the hands, lift your chest up. Bring your head back down the top of the head to the ground. And here you take your toes, pull on your toes, and then see if you can get your knees and your elbows to stay on the ground. If you don't have a lotus, bring your hands underneath your seat, thumbs together, and then walk your hands further down so that you're sitting on your base wrists. They're right in the middle of the seat. Lift your chest, top of the head to the ground. Charge your legs. If you like, you can bring them up 12 inches off the mat. Now, best take a breath, everybody. Breathe very fast in the nose like a sniffing dog. Bring your legs down. If you're in lotus, release your lotus at this point. Now walk your heels in. Keep your head where it is if you can. Your heels are right close to the seat, and then remove your hands now. Place them beside and unfront your head a little bit. Press into your fingertips, lift your seat up off the ground. Slide your head in a little bit closer to your feet, and then turn your hands around so fingers are facing towards the toes. Urdhva Dhanurasana, or you can stay with your head on the ground here, keep this shape, or take a half breath in. Hold your breath if you need to come up with your head off the ground. And then stretch. You can perhaps lift up your heels, rock back and forth, trying to get your chest in front of your arms. Stretch the body. Try to get your arms and your legs straighter to form a nice, beautiful, uniform arc. And lower your heels down. Come down softly, head to the ground and relax. Come onto your back, breathe in, exhale, let go of all fatigue. Allow it to drop out of the body. Good. Now from here, raise your right leg up. If you have very tight hamstrings, feel free to slide your left foot in, closer to the seat, the foot flat on the ground. Hold the ankle now, the right ankle with your hands, and then pull the knee right onto your shoulder. And then pull on the foot, trying to get the foot closer to the head. If you can, you slide your left leg is flat on the ground. And then from here, working towards getting your leg behind your head. So then you bend your knee, coming to half happy baby pose. Slide your knee out to the outside of the body, just underneath the arm. Your heel over in the same line as the back of the knee. Now you can stay here if you're pretty tight, and you can even take your foot out to the side if you like. Or if you can, slip your right shoulder in front of the knee. Slide your left foot in again if you need to, and push into the back knee. Try to get the knee as high as possible, right close to the ear. Lift your head and shoulders up off the mat, tug on the foot, push it back behind your head, and see if you can keep it there. You can hold on to the foot if you need to. So the trick is to try to get your leg as far back behind your shoulder. And then if you can take your hands in prayer and stay there, or take your other leg up. Those who are flexible, cross your ankles, pull the ankles back, further back, and slip them behind your head. And then you can maybe join your hands underneath your back. Try to bring your feet to the ground if you're doing this pose. Whatever variation you're doing, breathe from the heart. Inhale from the heart to the space between the eyebrows and back down to the heart on the exhale. Lose yourself in the breath. Now if you're in the full pose, like I am, you can stay there if you're comfortable, or you can go to the other side now. So then you bring the right leg down, left leg comes up, knee starts on the shoulder, pull on the ankle, try to get the foot closer to the head. Again, bring your attention to all those areas in the backs of the legs. For instance, the backs of the legs where you're trying to find more release. That's where the prana will go. Your attention is like a magnet. Then allow the knee to slip out to the outside of the body, underneath the arm, half happy baby pose. And if you like, depending on your flexibility, just take the foot out to the side, to the ground, or see if you can get your left shoulder in front of the knee and push into the back of the knee. Get as high as you can. Slide your right foot in again if you need to, closer to the seat. Even lift your foot all together right off the ground. Now lift your head and shoulders up off the mat. Push the foot back further towards the ground and pull towards the right. So when you bring your chin in towards your chest, your foot might come more easily behind your head. You can keep holding on to the foot, or if you stays there, press the back of the head, the back of the neck, and then bring your hands together. So again, no strain. If you're in constant anxiety the whole time because it's so painful, then there's not going to be any peace here. And this is what, if other beings are feeling this through your body, that's exactly what they're going to feel. This is not what the experience that you want to give out. Be mindful, exercise ahimsa towards yourself and others. Release. Come out of the pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Make your way up to seated position, arms over the head, and sit up. Okay, so from here, Cobra pose. Come down onto your belly. You can start off with Sphinx. Forearms on the ground. You can stay in Sphinx the whole time. Hold the front of the mat and pull the mat. Tug the mat as you try and stretch the mat. And keep pulling your chest forward, but drop your shoulders down. Be heavy through the hips and the shoulders, like a big stone statue. Be solid and stoic. Eventually you can lift your elbows up off the mat. Try to curve your back a little bit more. Your head goes back, chest forward. And then eventually walk your hands towards your body. Come up higher. Hips stay on the ground. Try to get your feet together like the tail of a snake. Snake doesn't have any feet. If you're more flexible and stronger, you can take left arm up. If you want, you can take it. Try to hold the inside of the left thigh. And if you have a good, strong grip on that, you have to really anchor down to the left hip. So you can take the right hand to the back of the right thigh. Inside hold. Getting ready to come down. Relax. Breathe in, breathe out, relax. And then next, Dhanurasana. Bend your knees, bring your heels to the seat, hold on to the ankles, and then half breath in, lift the chest, push the feet away from your head. If you can, tug on the ankles and lift your thighs up off the mat. Try to get your feet higher than the head. If you look up, eventually you see your toes. If you want to take the full pose, if you know how to do that, go ahead, turn your foot out, press your thumb into the base of the toes, your hands on the outside of the foot, other fingers around the toes. Pull the foot up so the elbow's higher than the shoulder, so you can just move the elbow forward easily. So don't torque your joints in a strange way, and when you have one foot, the other foot will come up more easily. Or use a strap or your wheel if you like, your Dharma Yoga wheel if you have one. And then eventually you can bring both feet up. Offer up the pose, smile to make it even a more joyous offering. Be happy to serve. And release. Come down. Forehead on the hands. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften. Now push into your hands. Come up to seated position. Adho Mukha. You can keep your left leg extended and the right foot goes the outside the left leg, somewhere between the knee and the ankle. If you want, you can fold the left leg if you can keep both sides of seat rooted. Make sure you're not sitting on the right heel, it's on the outside of the hip. Right hand right down the center of the back, against the back. Let's keep the back straight and upright, left arm up, and then bring the right arm to the outside of the thigh. Push the lower back up and in, exhale, turn to the right, see if you can pull the knee, the right knee further beyond the left edge of the body. You can reach down and take hold of the heel, pull on the heel, and this gives you a little bit more of a nice stretch and a little bit of counter resistance as you twist to the right. Or take other variations with your bind if you like. Some you know other ones. You can bind behind the back. Left arm will go underneath the right knee. Right arm behind your back, and you join your hands or your fingers. Keep your back straight. Feel as though you're wringing all the toxins, all the impurities out of your organs, your digestive system. Break the pose. Switch your legs around. Again, if your leg is straight, make sure your foot's somewhere further forward, beyond the knee. Left hand behind the back, right arm up. Make sure you're not leaning back. Keep your hand right against the back. Inhale, push the lower back up and in, turn to the left. Twist from the base of the spine all the way up to the base of the brain. Visualize that spiraling action of the spine. Again, you can do other variations if you like with the bind. Keep your shoulders back, your back straight, neither hunching forward nor leaning back. Break the pose. Now sit quietly in Sukhasana for a moment. Or Padmasana, if you're comfortable in that, you can go into that pose. And then from here, we'll do some Pranayama. So we're going to do Purifier Pranayama first. Inhale through both
Inhale through both sides of the nose. Hold the breath, hold both sides of the nose closed, tuck the chin in, contract the root muscles, pull them up towards the navel for the root lock. Bring the chest up again like your Mussolini, the chin right down onto your chest, and bring tongue to the teeth, behind the teeth, the upper palate. This is the throat lock. Third eye attention. And on the exhale, you breathe out through the left. The count is 4 on the inhale, 12 on the hold, and exhale for a count of 8. Left hand in Yana Mudra, second and thumb tips connected together, resting on the left knee, the 3 fingers extended. Right hand, second and third fingers fold down, turn the palm towards you, thumb for the right nostril, right ring finger for the left nostril. You use your right hand. Okay, so I'll guide you through this. Breathe out first, completely, empty the lungs. And now breathe in through both sides of the nose, deeply. 3, 4, hold the breath, plug the nose with your thumb and your right ring finger. Tongue, throat lock, root lock, third eye focus. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Breathe out through the left side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Release the nose. Inhale. 3, 4. Again, plug the nose. Hold the breath. Contract the root muscles and the throat muscles. Keep watching the space between the eyebrows. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale through the left side. Release the locks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right hand down again. Inhale through both sides. 3, 4. Hold the breath. Keep your attention at the space between the eyebrows. 9, 10, 11, 12. Breathe out through the left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 3, 4. Hold the breath. 10, 11, 12. Exhale through the left side for 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time, inhale. 3, 4. Hold the breath. Exhale left. Release the right hand down. Imagine all the countless psychic receptors within the body opened and purified, opened as a result of being in observance of ahimsa and all the other ethical rules, yama and niyama. You have to remain established in them in order for these psychic channels to open. Good. Now bring your arms up, spiritual breathing. From the fingertips down through the arms, inhale into the spiritual heart located at the right side of the physical heart in the center of the chest. Holding all the attention at the heart, hold the breath. Exhale out through the fingertips, out through the arms. Inhale down into the heart. Imagine you're pulling the best of the best universe down as an offering to God. Hold it all in the heart where God resides. Exhale out through the arms again. Just the breath. Everything that you pulled in stays in. Last time, inhale down into the spiritual heart. Use your attention to attract everything you need. Holding it all in the heart. Exhale out through the fingertips. Just again, the breath. Bring the arms down now. Keep all that goodness inside. And lie on your back for Shavasana. So make yourself comfortable on your back. some visualization or to allow yourself to surrender more to relaxation. The idea is to remove all physical, mental, and emotional barriers so that you can be completely receptive to all the incoming benefits and gifts which you earned as a result of offering up all the fruits of your practice to all beings. So always stay in a mindset of offering always, and you receive more, especially when you have no expectations for it or no attachments to those fruits. Now, let's begin the process of deep relaxation. Just prepare mentally by repeating to yourself to remain alert. So say to yourself 3 times, I will remain alert during the instructions. Bring your attention now to your hands, both hands, just allow them to go limp. Relax the fingers from the thumb down to the baby finger. All the fingers just droop and become lifeless. The back of the hand heavy on the mat, the palm soft. No tension or tightness. The wrist is completely loose. The hands just hang off of them loosely. Now, start to bring your attention now to the lower arms and release all the muscles there. Feel them dissolving into soft tissue. And with all the strength drawn out of them, they become heavy. Just like extra weight hanging off the bones. Moving further down or further along up the arm towards the shoulder. The elbows just allow all the signals to pass easily. They're completely inactive. The upper arms, dissolve those muscles as well. Feel as though they became like jello, completely soft. The arms, heavy. Upper arms as well. As you make your way to the shoulders, ensure that there's no tightness or feeling a restriction in the shoulders, so they can just lie there undisturbed, anchoring down the arms. Just stay rooted and anchored down alongside the body. Now bring your attention to your back. Feel as though there are a big blanket of lead sitting right on the inside of the body, on your back. Just feeling that heaviness and that blanket becoming more profound and deeper, getting heavier with each passing moment. Pressing down on the back of the body so the back just eventually sinks into the ground. The body just merges or fuses with the earth. It just keeps moving down all across the back, from the top of the back, and moves down at the same time, down the back, into the lower back. Even though there's natural rises in the back, they all flatten out and sink into the ground as well as a result of all that weight. Moving into the hips, the seat. Feeling the seat extremely heavy as that weight overcomes it. The bones of the pelvis, heavy like lead, adding even more weight. Seat is as heavy as an anchor on the bottom of the lake, holding the body in place steadily. And then at the bottom of the seat, now we start the process of releasing the muscles in the legs. So as we did the arms, just feel as though you're sending a command or signal down the legs, starting at the tops of the thighs, down to the knees. Feeling all those muscles there just dissolving, disengaging, so those muscles become just nothing but dead weight hanging off the bones, just like the skin And moving past the knees into the lower legs, those muscles also softening. The legs, all the way from the top to the ankles, the hips to the ankles. So unbelievably heavy that it's not even possible to move them. And when you get to the ankles, go beyond the ankles to the feet and relax the feet, all the toes loose and flimsy. The fronts of the feet relaxed, the bottoms of the feet and heels relaxed, falling out to the side, lifelessly. The whole body now anchored down in heaviness. And even inside, all the systems become heavy, as though all those organs suddenly became filled with fluid and became sluggish and slow and just unable to keep up their functioning, so they stop as well. Eventually even the nerves and the fluids within remain stagnant. The heavy head on the ground, forming an imprint in the ground. The face, showing no signs of disturbance of all this heaviness, is completely displaying an expression of complete calm, no tension anywhere. The forehead is soft and smooth, no wrinkles, no stress lines. The eyes soft, no squinting. The jaw is relaxed, no feeling of clenching or tightness. The brain inside the head, time for it to take a break as well. There's nothing to occupy itself with now anyways. The body is quiet and still like a corpse, so the brain can also turn off. So imagine you're just turning off that incessant humming of the brain, representing all the activity. So the brain becomes quiet, the mind completely calm. And eventually so quiet the body and the brain is, the mind, that you lose consciousness of it altogether. And in fact, you are not the body nor the mind, nor even the emotions. So just now bring your attention or your imagination to picture what God looks like, even though we don't want to attach those images, if it helps you to picture something higher and greater than yourself, that all prevailing force that resides within and all around in all beings. You can imagine any way you want it to. A beautiful image, maybe just with every color or sound or vibration that you could ever imagine, circulating everywhere. An heavenly, ethereal type of image. Merge with it. Merge with that supreme consciousness that represents your true nature, infinite, boundless, just as love and wisdom and potential are infinite and boundless and eternal. Available to all beings, to all of us, when we are receptive to it. So we'll make an intention of being and staying receptive to that supreme consciousness, which is God, that resides in all beings and everywhere. say it to yourself 3 times the following sentence to ingrain that, lock that in your mind and heart. I remain receptive to the divine and supreme consciousness. Keep trying to tap into it and know that it exists in all beings. When you see that in all beings, it cultivates love and compassion for those beings, for all beings. So now let's exercise this in our daily lives now. Come back into your body. Prepare to come out of Shavasana and prepare to sit up. Move in a way that is reverent, that is mindful, that is quiet and gentle. Close with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Instill the peace within. Send it out to all beings everywhere. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the divine grace within. Be receptive to the grace of God. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining.